So here's our 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo. This car has a salvage title due to light right front end damage. Kind of do a full walk around here. I can tell you that it'll need this right front fender. And we actually do have a right front fender on hand. I believe from Lamborghini they're around $4,000 if you buy them new. Used, if you find a good used fender, they're probably $1,000 to $1,500 or so, but we have one. We're just going to give it to you, included in the sale of this car. You'll need a headlight, of course. The hood itself, I would say the hood is savable. It's just bent a little bit down here and bent a little bit right here. You bend that back, fill it in, and paint it. I think it'd be as good as new, so you wouldn't really need to replace the hood. The front bumper cover obviously needs to be replaced. Now, if you want to stick with the stock style, these bumper covers can be found for about $300, maybe $500. That's what I would pay for them. If you look around on the Lamborghini forums, that's how much you'll see they sell for. If you look on eBay, you'll see them all over on eBay for probably $700, $800 or so, somewhere in there and up. Some people think these are worth gold, but there's a lot of them out there, and the reason why there's a lot of these front bumper covers out there is because a lot of people do the conversions to the newer LP style, which everybody agrees it does make the car look a lot more aggressive, makes it look a lot nicer, but you're going to pay through the nose if you want to do that conversion, but maybe that's up to you and you want to do the conversion. Those bumper covers are generally around, $3,000 or so, I believe. Again, like I say, you're going to need the headlight. The radiator itself, if you look here, you can see the radiator is bent a little bit, but I don't see anywhere where it's smashed. I think the radiator is fine. But what I can tell you, I don't know if you can see in there or not, that's the little rubber connector, the hose that goes onto the radiator. And it's tore right there, and that's where it's leaked all the coolant out of. There may be a hole in the radiator, but like I say, I'm pretty darn sure the radiator is fine. Of course, here the front crush box is fine. There was no damage here to the rails. Rails are all good and straight all the way down. The fender bench, these are really expensive as well. I believe they're around $1,500 new. If you find them used, you'll probably pay $700 or so for just this piece. It is a bolt-in, so if you found one and you didn't want to do the work, you could easily just buy that bolted in and then you're good to go. Me personally, I bend it straight, TIG weld it back together, and you'd be good to go for just a few bucks. Save you some money. And that's virtually it for this build. Don't really need anything else. The tire tread here, it's like brand new. Those are the wheels. These are the two-piece style rims. They're 19-inch P0s. Of course, the door opens and shuts just fine. Now, in the interior of the car, there's a couple of things. One is, everything in the interior of this car works just fine, except for the radio. The radio does not power on at all. I also found this in the car as well. That's a radio trim piece. So that's supposed to go in there kind of like that, and obviously it does not fit this radio. So I think somebody took their expensive car stereo out and just stuffed this in the hole, just to fill the hole. Now this speaker grill is actually the door speaker grill. It's this piece here, but it's actually on the driver's side door right there. We'll get around to the driver's side door in just a minute, but this here, it's intact, but one of the mounting tabs came off, so it doesn't stay in the door very well. A little glue or something like that, or maybe you want to get a new bezel. Now this here is the wiring itself for the radio. Somebody put in an aftermarket radio. Somebody put in an aftermarket radio in this car, and because of that, that's what all of this wiring is here. Now I do have, and I'll show you in a minute, I do have here the windshield wiper arms and all the plastic bezels that are underneath the hood of this car. I've got all of that, as well as the trunk piece that sits in here as well. All of that is going to go with the car. The engine itself runs fine. I believe it's low on power steering fluid, though. You hear the power steering whine that you'd normally hear when it's low on fluid. Fortunately, I can't easily check that. The power steering reservoir is underneath one of these covers here. You kind of got to dismantle all of these covers here to get at it. And we're just selling this car as is, so that's where we kind of draw the line. Here's the rear tires. Of course, you see there's no damage here on the rear deck lid, spoiler, roof. There's no damaged glass. And here's our driver door. You can see our speaker grills there. Like I say, this here, this is where that'll go. So you can get it to stick on there. You know, it looks really well. Also, some of that wiring up front is for a built-in radar detector, and that's what these controls are for. It's the K40 radar detector. I see them commonly installed in a lot of cars like this. Let me kind of show you back up in here a little bit of what I forgot to show you. Here's the K40 radar detector that I was telling you about. We got some other little aftermarket goodies. I'm assuming this is part of the radio. I don't know. Personally, me, I just got all of that out of there, put the car back to bone stock. Looking up underneath the car. I'm sorry for the low light, but not a lot of light underneath a low car like this. Look up underneath here. I think what I'm going to do is try to grab a quick flashlight for you. Down here, I think this grill actually is in our box of goodies for the trunk stuff. Take a peek here. Apologize, you gotta go on a little walk with me. But now I got a light. So here's our trunk compartment. This just slides right in there. Of course, we got our trim pieces beside the headlights, our wiper arms. We do have one of the grills right here. That looks like it's fully intact. Some other little odds and ends, plastics and fasteners. A lot of it looks good. We didn't take any of this apart. This is exactly how the car came to us. Now this is a car that we intend on building ourselves, and we will fully intend it. But first we'll give someone else a chance to buy the car as is. Here's our, in case you're wondering about the suspension here. Of course, you can see the tire. Tire's fine. Door shut's fine. And looking back here underneath the car with a flashlight, you can get a little better view of what we got going on down here. I don't have very much memory left on my memory card, so I better make this quick. That's about all I have for the car. You saw the goodies. So this is the car as is. If no one ends up buying the car this time around, we will definitely build this car. If you look at some of our completed auctions, go to our YouTube channel, you'll see some of our other Lamborghinis and Ferraris we've had. We do build a lot of them. They're actually surprisingly pretty easy when they're hit this light like this. Oh, let me run in really quick and try to start the car for you. I think I've only got about 15 seconds left or so. And here's everything powered up. Of course, the beeper is telling me the headlights are on because the door is open. I'm going to put it in first gear. And we'll pull it right into the garage. So that concludes